One of the things that I enjoy about learning additional or multiple programming languages is there's a lot of overlap between one language and moving to another one. Methods might be similar, objects might be similar, the way that you write your code might be similar, but there's going to be some differences. Once you learn Python and you start learning the ins and outs of the language, you might move into another language like C Sharp or Java, or move into VB.net, or get into the Office applications and start programming within Visual Basic for applications. And you're going to see some similarities, but there's some differences. And I want to point out two of them in the next two lectures here. The first one deals with white space. Take a look. Now I've got my shell window open and I've got a new Python file open here. Right, currently it's untitled. So let's go ahead and just save that right now. So I'll save that. I'm going to go ahead and call this white space, and it's going to be a Python file .py. Let's go ahead and put a number after that in case I create a couple here. So white space -01, and I'll save that. All right. Now, everything that we've written up to this point, primarily it's been inside of the command prompt window. And all of it has been taking place along the left-hand side of the prompt window. Just left align, right? All on the side of the screen there. We haven't had any indentations, any necessity of moving over from that left-hand alignment. Now, this is going to become very important to us as we start getting into more complex and more advanced topics within Python. Take a look. White space matters to Python. If I say equals, or a equals, I'm going to create a variable, call it a, equals, and I'm going to give it a value. Great. Hit my enter key. It drops me back down to the left-hand side of my module or of my Python file here. Now, let's say I tab in. I just hit my tab key there, and now I'm off the left-hand side of that screen. And I type in b equals 20. Now I'm going to hit my enter key again. It keeps that same indentation. Right? It expects you that, oh, you're going to keep doing something here, indented in a single indent. Okay? Well, great. Well, let's go ahead and stop right there for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm just going to Control S. I'm going to go up to my run button, and I'm going to run the module. Let's see what happens here. Run. Ooh, unexpected indent. All right, I'm going to hit OK. And look at that. It even flagged it for me right there. That's one of the beauties of using this development environment here. And there's actually lots of other tools that you can download online, some free, some paid, to help you develop Python code. But using the built-in internal development environment here, using the idle system within our shell environment, it does a little bit of flagging, syntax checking for us. Here I didn't like it. It says, no, you can't have that indentation. Again, white spacing matters to Python, and that indent is considered white space. So I backspace out of that. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'll run that again. Run module. And it executed fine. Restarted my shell. Didn't output anything because I didn't ask it to output, but it ran successfully, no errors. Now let's go ahead and backspace that one out, and let's print something out just so we can see it. We'll say a plus b, and I'll go ahead and save, and we'll rerun that. I'll use the F5 key, the shortcut key, to run your module, and there's my output. But if that had been indented in, one tab over, save, rerun, F5, now I'm going to get that error, right? Unexpected indent. That's your white spacing. Watch for that. Python is very particular with that. Some languages, it really doesn't matter. I do a lot of Visual Basic programming within the Office applications like Excel, and in there I actually use white spacing for readability. It makes it much easier to read when you indent blocks of code, similar blocks of code together. But here, it doesn't like it. Other languages use special characters like curly braces or parentheses to help you group blocks of code. Inside of Python, that's where the white space comes into play. It needs the white space to help combine or keep like blocks of code together and makes it more readable for us. But it's all dictated by Python and what it is that you're doing in there. So just watch for that. If we're just creating some variables here, keep them left aligned. When we start talking about loops and if statements, which is in our next section, then we're going to get into the white spacing, and we want to make sure that it's accurate. So just something to be aware of. Keep an eye on it. If you get an error on it, just watch for it. Get rid of the white space if it happens. So try this out, get a feel for it, get a couple of errors just to nail that down, and then we'll move forward.